Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Noelle. I'm 20, I'm signed with Wilhelmina Models, and I post modeling and lifestyle content. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you so much for being patient with me and sticking with me through my couple month break. I did not mean to do that, but I'm back. Thank you guys so much for staying patient with me and still staying subscribed, and thank you so much for all the positive feedback and the DMs and nice comments. I see all of it and I really appreciate it, and it's what made me really excited to get back on YouTube and start filming again. Basically what happened was the end of 2023, since August, which was the last time I filmed, has literally been the most busy I've ever been in my entire life. I've never traveled more, worked more, just had so many life changes happening all at once, and 2023 was genuinely one of the biggest and best years of my life, where I had so many amazing opportunities, but also so much change and so many new opportunities and things in my life happening, and all of it was amazing and so memorable, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me through everything. And when I say I was busy, like, I really had no time for even my friends or family or my personal life. I was traveling every week or at least every month to a new state or city, working non-stop. Like, genuinely have never been so busy with work in my entire life. And I met so many amazing people and made so many new connections and have so much more experience now to talk about. Also, an added layer is the fact that I'm a full-time college student as well. So like I said, the end of this year has been so busy for me, and I've been traveling and working more than I ever have in my life. But on top of that, I'm also in school full-time. So when you combine that with modeling and working and my social life and my personal life and, you know, trying to stay healthy and fit, it just gets to be a lot. So I'm really sorry for taking so much time off, but I promise I've been thinking about YouTube every single day. I didn't forget about it, and I miss it every single day. And I'm always really sad when I think about it and realizing that I don't have as much time as I used to anymore. But I promise I'm making a conscious effort this year to be back and on track, and I miss you guys and I love talking to you every week, so I'm back, don't worry. Yeah, 2023 was genuinely one of the best years, and I can't wait to tell you guys all about it in more videos to come. But thank you so much to those of you that have stayed subscribed and loyal and have been patiently waiting for my next videos. I appreciate you, and this year YouTube is my top priority like it used to be. I want to get back to posting every Wednesday like I used to do, so we're gonna get back on track. I love you guys all so much. Anyways, let's get into today's video. So today's video is going to be all about how to nail a modeling casting and how to impress casting directors. So I've compiled a list of 5 different tips for you guys that I think are going to really help you when it comes time to go to a casting. And if you don't already know, a modeling casting is basically when a brand or a client wants to meet with you, and then your agency will set it up for you. This process is about, I would say, 20-30 minutes depending. Some castings I've been to have been like 15 minutes, some have been like 2 hours. It really depends if it's a smaller production or a bigger production. Typically the ones that I go to today are about 20-30 minutes total. It's a really quick process. You'll just go in, and let's say it's for a clothing company, you'll try on maybe 2 to 3 outfits, take photos in the outfits, and then the client can see how you fit the clothes as well as how you move in front of a camera and how comfortable you are posing and all that. It's extremely important to know your posing before you go in, so that once you're in front of the camera and you're in front of the client, you can easily get all the shots that they need and make it super quick. And yeah, that's basically what a casting is. Now let's get into the 5 tips I have for you guys to help you out when you go to your first casting. The first tip I have for you, and arguably the most important, is to be friendly and talk to everyone at castings. There can be this underlying feeling of like competition and that these other models are up for the same job as you, so are you supposed to talk to them? Are you supposed to, you know, be friendly? And the answer is yes. Even though you guys are competing, I guess, essentially for the same job, there's no reason you shouldn't still be friendly and try to make friends when you're at castings. At some of the longer castings I've been at, I've actually made a couple friends just from sitting and waiting our turn. I mean, I don't know, there's nothing else to do. You're sitting and waiting your turn, so you just get to talking about, you know, work, your agency, jobs you've booked, things like that, and it honestly passes the time way faster and you get to make connections and meet new friends. Aside from that, I also think it's really important to talk to the casting directors and the photographer on the casting. Sometimes castings will be at a studio. If it's a smaller brand or a smaller production, it could just be at the brand store. It really depends, they're all different, and obviously each production is not the same, but I would say a majority of the time for me it'll be like at a studio, and they'll probably rent it out for a couple hours just to have they're casting and they'll have a bunch of girls come visit and try things on and shoot. Some smaller castings, you'll just pop by, go to their store, try things on and meet everyone. It really does depend, but something I noticed that really does stick out is when you take the time to acknowledge the casting director or the photographer that's taking all the photos of the girls, like, hey, how was your day? Or where are you from? And when you start these conversations, you might end up realizing like, wait, I live like 20 minutes away from you, or oh my gosh, you and I grew up like 30 minutes away from each other. And having these conversations with the casting directors or the crew or whoever's there sometimes is beneficial because they can know things about you that maybe would help you book the job. And I noticed that whenever I take the time to really ask questions about the casting director or the photographer that's there on the casting, those conversations end up going on, and then I find out that I grew up like 20 minutes away from this guy and he's part of this big production, and he finds out that I live super close to where they're shooting. And then, I mean, in some way you have an advantage because you took the time to get to know this person that's part of the production, and they end up realizing, wait, this girl is perfect for this job because of her look, and she's super nice and friendly and lives super close. My point is that having these conversations with people that are on the crew or on the production, or maybe are making the decision of who's going to be picked in the end, can end up working to your advantage. In the past, when I've taken the time to talk to the casting director or the photographer on the casting, I've actually ended up usually getting the job because they'll ask me questions about certain things that I do or where I'm from, and then they'll realize like, wait, we were actually looking for a girl that has that experience or does that or lives close. Like, oh my gosh, you're perfect for this. And I'm not saying you should only be talking to people and putting an effort just to book a job, but taking the time to put in that extra effort and get to know the people that are there will really make you stand out, because 9 times out of 10 they're seeing a lot of girls. Sometimes in rare cases, if it's by request, they're only seeing a couple of girls from different agencies or maybe just your agency. It really is hard to say because a lot of castings are just totally different, but for the majority, they're seeing a lot of girls throughout the day, and there could be even a couple days of castings if it's a big project. So I think just take the time to put in the effort and ask questions and ask, you know, hey, how's your day been? And even talking to the other models. Like I said, I've made a lot of friends on castings. So just be friendly and be personable. The next tip I have for you is to be professional and respectful and not just be sitting in the corner on your phone. Sometimes at castings, you'll end up waiting a while for your turn, and sometimes I'll see other girls just kind of go on their phone and like look super uninterested and not really talk to anyone. And this kind of ties back into what I said in the first tip. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with going on your phone. If you're waiting for a very prolonged period of time, of course, that's fine. But I just think when you're sitting closed off in the corner on your phone, kind of rolling your eyes, looking uninterested, I mean, the client is noticing that, and that's not a good look. At the end of the day, yeah, you might have the right look, but chances are if the client sees that you're just not interested and you don't really care to be there and you're only there because you have to be there, they're not going to want to book you. No one wants to work with someone that has a bad attitude and is negative and seems uninterested and bored. So I would just say try your best to interact with people around you and just not to sit on your phone in the corner and look bored and uninterested. There's an airplane. 1 second while I wait out the airplane. This doesn't even just go for castings. I would just say overall in general, obviously always be friendly and personable and open to meeting new people and talking to people, but make sure you're just very professional and overall are happy and excited to be there and have a good attitude. The next tip I have for you is to dress according to the brand. So this might seem obvious, but I do get a lot of questions asking like, what would I wear to a casting? What do you normally wear? Am I supposed to wear something specific? So for a casting, the best thing you can do is the night before you go, take time to research the brand and look at their website, see what the other models look like. Also, it's good because you can practice doing the poses that the other models are doing on their website so you know what they're looking for. But if it's an athleisure brand, obviously you're not going to show up in high heels and a mini dress. So, you know, just get an idea for the vibe of the brand. If they're more chill and laid back and casual, maybe kind of go for that vibe when you're picking out your outfit. When you come to the casting already kind of embodying the vibe they're looking for, it makes you look like you're gonna fit the brand and fit the job way better. So I think it's really important to just do your research before you go to a casting. If all else fails, I think just wearing all black is the best bet, but ideally you want to research the brand before you go so that you know what to expect and what vibe you're going to want to embody at the casting. The next tip I have for you, which I think is one of the most important, is to show interest in the brand. So when you get to the casting, you know, don't overdo it, but maybe talk to the casting director or maybe the founder of the brand if they're there. Just take a second to compliment their pieces or be like, wow, I really like this campaign you guys did. Or, oh my gosh, this dress is so cute and the quality is so nice. At the end of the day, it all ties back into the fact that they are seeing tons and tons and tons of girls. So if you can stand out in any way, you should really try to. And I think you can do that by, number one, like I said, putting an effort to be friendly and talking to everyone there. And I just think showing interest in the brand, asking questions, complimenting certain pieces if you like them will go really far. The final tip I have for you is to be confident and remember why you're there. While you don't want to show up there cocky and thinking that you're better than everyone else in their room, it's still really important to walk into it knowing like you deserve a spot here and you're there for a reason. This brand did want to see you. You deserve to be in that room with everyone else, and be confident, own it. And again, we don't want to confuse cockiness with being confident. They're two different things, but I think just remember why you're there. The main thing with modeling that's important to remember, and that really helps with the confidence of this, is the fact that every girl has their own look. Every model is completely unique. Modeling is a job where you have to really embrace your individuality and remember that you don't look like the other girls there, and that's why you're there. I just think it's all about walking into the room being like, I know why I'm here, I know my worth, I know I deserve a place here, but also I don't think I'm better than everyone else, and I'm not going to be cocky about it. I think having that attitude and coming in with that vibe about you is going to translate to the casting directors, and confidence really is key in modeling all the time. I know I always say it and probably sound like a broken record, but being confident is half the job, especially with castings, because it can be sometimes high stakes and it's competitive. I think even if you need to give yourself a pep talk before you walk in, whatever it takes to get you to feel confident when you walk through that door, and remember why you're there and that you deserve to be there. All right, you guys, that's all for this week's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching it and learned a thing or two for your next casting. Or even if it's your first casting, I hope I was able to give you some helpful tips. As always, if you still have questions or want clarification on something, just DM me or leave it in the comments. I do get a lot of Instagram DMs, and sometimes I don't get to some of them, so if you have an urgent question that you want answered, I would say the best bet is just to comment it down below so that I can get to it and respond to you. Like I said, thank you to all my loyal subscribers for sticking with me throughout this little break. I never meant to do it, but it happened. Life happens. I got so busy out of nowhere, and I just want to thank you guys all so much for such a good 2023, and I cannot wait to go into the new year with so many new goals. I've been so motivated and planning so many new video ideas and so many work goals in mind, so I cannot wait to share it all with you guys. But love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.